Hello and welcome to the Whiteboard Classroom. In this module, we would be studying about the clavicle bone. The clavicle bone is an important bone as it transmits the weight of upper limb to the axial skeleton. Before learning about its anatomy, let's learn some of the peculiar features of clavicle. So, it is a long bone which lies in the horizontal plane. Along with that, throughout its course, it is subcutaneous. So, because of subcutaneous nature, we can palpate it in a living person. Talking about its ossification, it is the first bone to ossify in our body. Along with that, it is the only long bone which has two primary centers of ossification, and it is the only long bone which ossifies in membrane. After learning about the peculiarities of clavicle, now let's learn the side determination, starting with the medial side and the lateral side. So how we can identify the medial and lateral is by seeing the ends of bone. So the medial end of bone is quadrangular in shape. So what we are appreciating is the medial end of bone, which is quadrangular, while the lateral end of bone is flat. So let's see it. So what we are appreciating is the lateral end of bone, and the lateral end of bone is flat. Now let's learn the anterior and the posterior. The medial side and this is the lateral side. So what we must remember is anteriorly the shaft is convex in its medial 2/3. So this is the shaft and this is the medial side of shaft. So it is convex anteriorly in the medial side. After knowing the anterior and posterior, for the sake of identification of superior and inferior, on the inferior 1/3 of shaft, what we are appreciating is a groove which is present over here. So from this groove, we can identify the superior and the inferior aspect. So with this knowledge, let's identify the site of this clavicle, and we will be using this pictogram for the sake of reference. So suppose I'm considering it to be the left clavicle. So when I'll be placing it like this, what is occurring is the medial quadrangular end is coming to the lateral side. So I can't place it like this. Suppose I'm considering like this. So what is occurring is now the quadrangular end is in the medial side. That's true. The next thing is the shaft is convex anteriorly in the medial part. That is again true. But the third thing which is not getting satisfied is the groove which is present inferiorly. Now it is on the superior aspect. So this can't be the left clavicle. Now I'm supposing it to be the right clavicle. So I'm placing it once again like this. So what is there is the medial end is quadrangular. So with reference to it, the medial end is quadrangular. That's true. The lateral end is flat. That's again true. The medial part of shaft is convex anteriorly. That is again satisfying. And the upper surface is smooth while the groove is present on the inferior surface. So all the criteria is getting satisfied when we are considering it to be clavicle of right side. So this is the right clavicle. Now let's learn the features of clavicle. So the clavicle has a medial end, shaft, and a lateral end. Talking about its medial end, the medial end is quadrangular in shape. So this is the medial end. This is the articulating surface which is present on the medial end, and it articulates with the manubrium part of sternum to form the sternoclavicular joint. Along with that, this articular surface is present somewhat inferiorly also. It extends somewhat inferiorly as it articulates with the first costal cartilage. After the medial end, let's learn about the lateral end. So the lateral end of clavicle is flattened. The end bears an articulating facet, forming the acromioclavicular joint. After the two ends, let's learn about the shaft. So this is the shaft part of the clavicle. The shaft part is divided in the medial 2/3 and a lateral 1/3 part. The medial 2/3 part of shaft is convex anteriorly, while the lateral 1/3 is concave anteriorly. Talking about the lateral 1/3 of shaft, the lateral 1/3 of shaft is flattened. So, because of the flattening, what we can appreciate is just the two surfaces, the superior surface and the inferior surface. Along with that, it has two borders. the anterior border and the posterior border. Talking about the superior surface is present subcutaneously, while the inferior surface is rough and bears a tubercle. So this tubercle is called as conoid tubercle, and from the conoid tubercle we can see an extension of a ridge. This is called as the trapezoid ridge. So this is conoid tubercle, this is trapezoid ridge. Talking about its margin, it has two margins. The anterior margin is concave forward, while the posterior margin is convex backward. So, the posterior margin is convex, the anterior margin is concave. Now, let's see the medial end of clavicle. So, the medial end of clavicle is quadrangular in shape. Because of the quadrangular shape, it has four surfaces: the superior surface, the anterior surface, the posterior surface, and the inferior surface. The anterior surface is convex forward, while the posterior surface is a smooth surface. So, this is the posterior surface, which is a smooth surface. The superior surface is rough in its medial part. So, in the medial part, the superior surface is rough. On the inferior surface, on its medial side, we have an oval-shaped impression. So, this is oval-shaped rough impression present on the medial side. Lateral to it, we have presence of this groove. This is the subclavian groove. After studying the features of clavicle, now let's learn the attachments. So this is the lateral end, this is the medial end. The lateral end articulates with the acromion bone, forming the acromioclavicular joint. So around the margins of the lateral end, we have presence of a joint capsule. Talking about the medial end articulates with the manubrium part of sternum. So there is presence of a fibrous capsule around it of the joint capsule. So we have joint capsule over here. Along with that, in its posterior superior arch over here, we have presence of articular disc and we have interclavicular ligament. Superiorly from the medial end, there arises a ligament called as interclavicular ligament. So this ligament starts from this region, covers over the manubrium, and it connects the clavicle of the opposite side. After the two ends, let's learn the attachments on shaft. On the lateral 1/3 of shaft, this anterior border gives origin to the deltoid muscle. So, there is origin of deltoid from the anterior margin, while the posterior margin of the lateral 1/3 of clavicle gives insertion to the trapezius muscle. So, anteriorly we have is deltoid origin, posteriorly we have is insertion of the trapezius muscle. While inferiorly, from the conoid tubercle and trapezoid ridge, there arises a ligament called as coracoclavicular ligament, which attaches the coracoid process of scapula with the clavicle bone. So quickly revising, from the lateral 1/3 of shaft, anteriorly we have origin of deltoid, posteriorly insertion of trapezius, superior surface is subcutaneous, while the inferior surface has a ligament called as the coracoclavicular ligament. Now, talking about the medial 2/3 of shaft, this is the medial 2/3 of shaft. From the anterior surface of medial 2/3 of shaft, we have origin of a muscle called as the pectoralis major muscle. So, there is origin of pectoralis major from the anterior shaft. While superiorly, on the medial aspect, we have the front area. So from this rough area, we have origin of sternocleidomastoid muscle. So sternocleidomastoid has two heads of origin, one from the sternum while other from the clavicle. So from here we have origin of clavicular head of sternocleidomastoid. Talking on the posterior aspect, we have origin of a muscle called as the sternohyoid muscle. So from the posterior aspect, origin of sternohyoid muscle from the medial side. Talking on the inferior aspect, we have this rough end impression. So from this rough impression, we have attachment of ligament called as costoclavicular ligament, as it interconnects the first costal cartilage with the clavicle bone. In now, about the subclavian groove. The subclavian groove harbors a muscle called as subclavius muscle. So there is insertion of subclavius muscle. And that's it about the attachments on the medial end also. So quickly revising, from the anterior aspect we have pectoralis major. Superiorly we have sternocleidomastoid. From the posterior aspect we have sternohyoid muscle. Inferiorly from rough area we have a ligament that is costoclavicular ligament, and from the subclavian groove we have insertion of subclavius muscle. So we just have insertion of subclavius muscle, while the others, that is pectoralis major, sternocleidomastoid and sternohyoid has origin. And that's it about the clavicle. Thank you so much for watching.